one last stray observation. I'm gonna okay.
Stray obs.
Welcome to Court Captains, a volleyball podcast,
where we talk all things Pro Volleyball Federation.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Ian.
And today we're talking Atlanta still on top, along with Omaha, still tied for first. I checked the whole list this time.
O comes after A in the alphabet.
Yes. I don't want to take anything away from Omaha. They're both one.
They're both in first.
Both number one.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Court Captains Pod. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being with us this week.
Yes.
We're going to start off with a little corrections corner.
All right, let's hear it.
So my first, I think this is my only. This is my one corrections corner. I assume that I had more. My only corrections corner for this week is that last week I was talking about the Atlanta vibe setters, and I said that Marley was younger than Tori, or I think I said slightly younger. And while I'm technically correct, they were literally born the same year. So I think what I meant to say was that Marley is less experienced in the pro land because Tori has played abroad for 2 years and done some USA roster stuff, and Marley hasn't. But that's my bad. They're literally born the same year. Also, Marley has the same birthday as me, so shout out, girl. November 23rd.
Thanksgiving sometimes.
It's just me, Marley, and Miley Cyrus, if you're wondering. So that's my bad.
My correction is that Lazareva's first name is pronounced Anna, like from Frozen. Not Anna.
Not Anna.
It's Anna.
Our Midwestern ass.
Yeah.
Anna.
From Chicago.
Okay, so we got that now. We'll be more proper.
Yes.
All right, so this week we have week 7, 5 matches to talk about. So we're going to jump into our match-by-match analysis. Saturday's triple feature started the day with Columbus at Grand Rapids. Their first meeting was late January. Grand Rapids swept in 3.
This game was at noon?
Noon Eastern time, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Noon.
Yeah,
was this the earliest game?
Mm-hmm. First
Quite
game.
early. That is the first. It was, in fact, the first of the games.
Yeah.
And it was in Grand Rapids, which, shout out, Core Captains will maybe be in Grand Rapids soon. Who knows?
Don't blow up our spot, Ian.
I know. Hey, you won't be able to find us. We're out there. We're everywhere. So Columbus made the trip, and Grand Rapids took it in 4. It was pretty back and forth. They won the first set 25-15. They lost the second set 13-25. Came back in the fourth set, won it 25-17, and then finished it off with a 25-23 win in the fourth set.
That second set was how did that happen?
I mean, there were a lot of missed serves. I know we talk about it all the time. I feel like we need like a sound every time we say a missed serve, or like a sound of someone like whiffing or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's what I remember for it.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird games. It was incredibly consistent for Grand Rapids across the game.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 out of the 4 times they had 4 service errors. They won those 3 sets. They lost one of them. It's I guess it's built in at this point.
Yeah.
But they're just going to miss it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, they missed
4
16.
serves a set. Yeah, but it was
16.
evenly distributed. So it's
so.
Consistent.
Yeah. So consistently miss serves.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like,
and
so you're not losing a set with like 8 in one set. You're just distributing them.
I think they were kind of at the beginning of the set, so maybe didn't feel it as much emotionally. Who knows?
Columbus had 5 aces to Grand Rapids 2, and Columbus only missed 9 in the match. But looking at these match stats for Columbus, no one was really producing kills. I mean, Megan Courtney Lush had 13 kills, hit 240.
Yeah, they
really stopped Reagan Cooper.
Yeah. I don't think they were hitting very well. The middles, there were some misconnections with the middles also on Fury. Like I definitely saw each middle whiff at least once, which is shocking.
Yeah, and not usual.
Them.
Like they usually get
like just the timing was off.
And Raynell Jones going.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, like, I was trying to figure out what happened in that second set. So, like, Columbus in the whole match, I think, was having trouble sort of producing. And then in the second set, like, like Grand Rapids kind of caught the cold.
Mm-hmm.
In that set, Dimitrova had 6 kills, Claire had 2, no one else had any.
Oh my
So
God.
so for a second, I think they were just like, like they just had absolutely no answer, because that was the one that was 25-13, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were getting blocked a
yeah.
lot in that
Yeah.
set. I mean, I think it was five block points for Columbus that set. And I mean, we talked about at the beginning, Grand Rapids didn't hit that well, but I believe it was the first and third sets, Columbus hit 0 or worse in the
Yeah.
first and third set. So I guess, yeah, it's one of those days where everyone was having a little bit of a tough time hitting around the
Yeah.
block. So
The
Yeah.
big change Grand Rapids made between the second and the third was they put Shannon Scully in at the outside instead of Simone Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Simone's been, I feel like, struggling the last couple times we've
Yeah.
seen her.
Yep.
I love to watch her in the back row, especially. I think she
Mhm.
like gets her body behind the ball on passes and digs, like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But when it's coming to front row play, something's going on with
Yeah.
the attacking.
Yep. I agree.
So that helped.
Yep.
But only kind. I mean, Shannon Scully also had 3 kills on 10 attempts, which amounts to like an okay efficiency, but she didn't get set as much. I think it's mostly just that like she didn't make a ton of errors, and
Yeah.
that was what they needed at that moment.
I mean, both sides like barely set their middles.
but I mean, Grand Rapids came out and started the game. I think they had 5 or 6 blocks in the first set
Yes.
too.
Their
Mhm.
blocks were
Yes.
very impressive to me. It was
Yeah.
one of my notes. I said, Rise's blocking looks so good. And
Ashley
I mean, when you
Evans
look at
had the setter.
Yes.
Ashley Evans had great blocking.
yes, agreed. And Claire Chaussee has had some really good ones. Some observations I had from this match. I enjoy when a team digs up an overpassed attack. This is just a general things I enjoy when I'm watching volleyball. When I as a passer, I overpass it and oh shoot, that's the bad thing that I did. And then someone comes up and just slams it like 10-foot line, but then I was able to dig it back up. Great. Good job. That's so great. You did it.
See? Good job, me.
Good
Did you
job.
see that happen a lot?
I saw it once and it got so excited I had to write a note about it.
And you had to write it down.
And then I think I don't even know which side did it, but it was exciting.
But I loved it. I did want to say in the beginning of the second set. Sorry, I didn't say this when we were talking about missed serves because I didn't want to like hit everyone over the head with it. But I do have this note. In the second set, both sides missed the first 4 serves.
Yes. It was, and the announcers would like, they'd be like, oh, they have a great serve. And then the person would miss it. And they'd be like, just not that time.
Yep.
Like they kept kind of jinxing it. It was just.
Yeah, they're doing the curse stuff. Yeah.
It was both sides missed. So both sides missed their first 2. The first 4 points of the game were missed serves. And then it was like played one time, and then another 2. So the first 6, it was 6 missed out of the first 8 points. And I was like, yo, what are we doing? I would be in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Kelly, what did you have to do for punishment when you miss serves? And I'm not saying that that's what this is. It's a different situation.
Okay.
But
I don't really remember from high school, but in college, I remember we had a big problem with missing our second serves. Because that was the most annoying. It's like, okay, you go back and you make your first serve, great. And then you immediately miss your second serve. Like it became a problem. So much of the fact that
any runs.
Yeah. So we started running for every miss serve. That was the second miss serve. And literally running, it took it away. And then I also remember there being a punishment, not if you missed a ball long, but if you missed it short, like into the net. Because like if you serve a ball into the net, the other team, that's automatically miss serve. But if you miss a ball deep, there's a chance that the other team is going to touch it and it might not be a problem. So, which I appreciate that mindset. Like, yeah, don't miss short, miss long.
Yeah.
What about you?
They're usually running related.
Running. Yeah.
Ours was, some sprints, but then also I played at a club where it was stairs. It was like up and down.
Rough.
In like a snake.
Yeah.
All the teammates would just have to.
Yeah.
I would be interested to know if these players have any punishments.
I know.
Imagine punishing a 34-year-old.
I know. I truly, it's part of the game plan. They want you to serve really hard, right? If you can end the point before it even starts, hell yeah. And I think they're willing to assume the risk. So another observation I had is that Rise has an actual mascot walking around. It's like a phoenix with a jersey on it. And I want to know more about this mascot. I looked on their Instagram and I don't see a name. And
Is it
if we do go to a game, hint, hint, wink, wink, we got to get a picture with him.
is his name Flame?
Oh,
I
you
don't
know
know.
information?
I feel like I've seen the announce or heard the announcers talk about him,
Oh,
but I don't remember if that's his real
Flame.
name. But I do think there's something associated with fire.
I forget which team I was watching that they had like some green character. And I'm like, that's not
Sweet.
related to anything. I don't know what's going on there.
That's
And
the
I think
new era of mascots. Like if you've seen Gritty
yes,
for the
that they
Philadelphia Flyers, like
yeah.
he's just a creature.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Gritty.
Just a dude.
One last stray observation. I really wish they would show like in-game stats like along the scoreboard at the bottom of the screen.
Or
Like
even who it is, who's serving.
yes, yes.
Who
I
got
just
the kill.
I feel like in like basketball, they'll should be like, oh, this is their shooting percentage as the game is going on.
Totally, yes.
As of right now, this is what it is. And it's like, come on.
We want some more live graphics for sure.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
That's our polite request for this week. We did get a question from a listener about Grand Rapids. Just thinking about the two obvious stars that they have, Claire Chaussee and Amelia Dimitrova, that they've been funneling their offense primarily through those two. And the question is, are they doing this to simplify the offense for Ashley Evans' sake? Do they just not trust Maren Grote, Simone Abbott? And this listener says, it makes me nervous because if one of Amelia or Claire goes cold, they don't have a fallback. Valid questions and things we've asked ourselves when thinking about Grand Rapids' performance in the last couple weeks. What do y'all think about that?
Well, first off, thank you for the questions.
Love it. Love to hear it. You can always email us at corecaptainspod@gmail.com with your questions, and we'll do our best to answer either on the pod or we'll respond back. You can also DM us on Instagram.
So the first part, to simplify the offense for Ashley Evans, absolutely not. I can tell you right now, this is not it's not like a brain power thing. I cannot imagine that is the offensive strategy is like,
No,
we need this to be simpler for her.
Ashley Evans was like a decorated setter at Purdue.
Yeah.
It's important to know like who's comfortable with who, like who's connecting. We talk about the setter middle connection a lot. It could be a means of like understanding connections and whether people are like at the right pace or running fast or running slow or any of those things. But like it's not a complication thing, you know. You've got 5 hitters and you find them as they rotate around.
Yes.
I think on the like middle setter connection piece, I don't know if it's a connection or if it's just that Grand Rapids hasn't found their star middles yet. I will say that like Maren Grote has been putting together some good matches over the last week or two. In this match, she had 7 kills, hit 220. We've talked about how ideally you want your middles to be hitting at a higher clip efficiency-wise because they're hitting that faster tempo ball, and so ostensibly they should be able to get a kill more often. I think we've seen that to be true even at this level, that middles who have like a stellar game are hitting well above 300. So I think she's doing okay. But in this game, they tried out a couple people in that second middle position spot and they only got I think 7 attempts, right? Between Alyssa Jensen and Morgan Fingal at middle. The two of them were set 7 times. And if we trace that back and understand what passing was like, 53% positive, you should be able to get him in the mix a little bit more.
Yeah, but only 19% perfect. I guess
you've got setters like TomCom who are setting the middles from the ground.
Right. Yes.
You've got setters like TomCom who are like trying to find that connection even when you're far away from the net, from the net, a little far away.
Yeah. To that point, maybe they just haven't gotten the reps. I know we're halfway through the season, but at that point, maybe you're working on other stuff.
The other aspect of thinking about what's going through the setter's mind, if you've got Claire Chaussee and Amelia Dimitrova,
they're putting the ball down,
incredible. Like at some
why
point,
wouldn't you?
in these close, yes, in these close sets, you say, I'm going to set whoever's going to get the kill.
Yeah.
And they've demonstrated that they have and that they can throughout a long match.
Yes. Yeah.
That said, you really ideally want 3 or 4 hitters who can get double-digit kills in a match, and we're really only seeing 1 or 2. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Stats wise.
You got to have more people to produce consistently.
Totally.
And yeah, of course, there's going to be 1 or 2 who really perform. And then the setter thinks, I'm going to go to them more because they're really hot.
Sure.
Yeah.
But ideally, but I don't know if Grand Rapids has more than 2 right now.
Yeah.
Who can
it seems like when you're trying a little bit of different stuff, but you wind up losing the second set by 12 points, you kind of come out of that halftime like, okay, like let's just do what we know we can do. For this game, at least.
And they still won this match.
Yeah. I think, is Nia Grant injured?
I think she is. I saw her in a boot.
Okay. She's not on the transactions list as being like short-term injured, but I think I remember them saying. So like, I remember, they had her playing at the beginning, so maybe that kind of changed their game plan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes you think.
I don't think we have like a great answer, but we provided our point of view. So thank you so much for the question.
Yes.
Our second match from Saturday, Vegas at Atlanta. Their second meeting. They just played each other earlier in the week. Atlanta swept.
Yeah, so this one, slightly closer. Atlanta won in 4 sets, hosting Vegas. They won the first set 25-16. Vegas took the second by 3, 22-25. Then Atlanta won one of their classic 2-point sets in the third, 25-23. And then finished the day off with a 25-20 set in the fourth to take the match.
Yeah. I think I can tell you right now, Thrill's scouting report, stop Lazareva. And they did. For the first 2 sets, they did.
She figured him out.
And then she figured it out, which I like, amazing. Like, that's really, that you're hitting, I think she was hitting negative after the second set.
And she ended up with 12 kills. Yeah. 170 on the match.
Which is great.
But coming back from that.
Yeah. They weren't wrong to have that be their game plan.
Did they figure out or did they focus on blocking Lazareva and leave open Shelly Fanning? Because she had 13 kills and hit 500 on the match.
Yeah. Shelly Fanning had a great match.
Like, look over there.
Yeah.
And then you forget to look over here.
Yeah.
She did great. Thrill passed pretty bad.
Yeah.
They couldn't get anything going on that. They were really only able to set their outsides. So Kat Bell had 11 kills. Kenna Sauer had 10.
And Kat was playing right side. Does she usually play right side?
She played outside for a little while.
Okay.
And then they did move her over to right side, I think, this week. She played right side both of the games.
Okay.
And Hannah Maddox played the first, and then they put Kenna Sauer in.
Yes.
For her. They only hit 100. I mean, it just felt
rough.
Like they couldn't.
Yeah, that's not the best. Lekator was really fun to watch. I think she ended up slowing down at the end, but the first few sets, like, she was killing it. She has a great arm swing.
Yep. For Vegas, I also thought Magdalena, new-ish Czech player on Vibe, playing middle. I thought she did a great job holding the Vegas middles with her.
Yes.
So like going in and really acting like you're gonna get the set. And that's probably because Magdalena going in and like acting like she's gonna get the middle attack, and because Shelly Fanning's getting set so much, that middle on Vegas believes it. That opens up Lazareva to be open one-on-one.
Yeah.
Well, and to your point last game, like, they set her enough for real to make it actually, actually scare the middles. She had 8 kills, she had 26 attempts, 7 blocks also. She was huge.
Establish your middles.
Yes. I think it was the announcer had a really fun stat that Leah Edmond is averaging 17.5 kills per match, which is like, whoa, right?
Speaking of Leah Edmond, did you see, I don't remember which set it was, maybe the third or the fourth, there was a moment where truly, if we ever get into doing like John Boy style video reviews of these games and like zooming in and like picking apart things that happened, like this one will be top of my list. I think the right back, Leah Edmonds playing middle back, the right back, whoever it was, got a dig, and it went towards Atlanta's bench.
Yeah.
And Leah runs to track it down. And the Atlanta Vibe coach, that gentleman, is standing there with his clipboard, and the ball's coming for him. So he like takes a couple steps back, and Leah Edmond gets it, swings it back into play. They continue to play, and she slides right between his legs.
I missed that.
5-hole. And he like falls down. like sort of over her, and then he like leans right so that she is on his left, and he's
Oh my God.
they're both on the floor for a second.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Some of the players like turned around because they were laughing so
Yeah.
much at like their
Oh my
coach on the
gosh.
floor.
Yeah.
But it was such a good play, and I loved watching the replay. I feel now, Ian, you love to talk about how Atlanta wins every single set when it's like a 2-point game.
That's right.
And you're correct.
Yeah, they're still going strong.
I think that's why they're going to be my like pick to click on winning this thing. They win the close ones. They win the competitive ones.
I still, it's like my eyes are just drawn to Morgan Hens. Out of all the liberos, I just feel like there's something special that's happening, and I can't explain it. But I don't know. There's just it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's also interesting to me because like it doesn't feel like there are a lot of teams that split the setting time as evenly as Vibe do. And we've talked about, teams getting into a rhythm with each other and teams, finding those connections. And the Vibe really seem like they have those connections, but they're with two different setters simultaneously. So
yeah, double.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
2 setters that were born the same year, if you can believe it.
Yeah, wild.
Wow. And
Pretty
is
much
one
the same age.
Is one have your birthday?
I don't
She
know.
does.
Oh my God.
What's the star sign?
Sagittarius by
Whoa,
one
okay.
day.
That's messed
Ooh.
up.
Okay, also another observation that has not that much to do with this game. This goes back to NCAA discussions. I have been seeing on Twitter that there's Bolt6 is basically now forced the NCAA to like try to do something where they have a video system like Bolt6.
Yeah.
And like there's all
People
these discussions.
demand it.
Yeah, and it'd be huge, but like the smaller the conferences have to pay for it, and
It's
the smaller
a lot of money.
conferences like won't be able to pay for it. And apparently, there's all these like different competitions of different types of technology. It's fascinating.
Well, and there's some nights when like Bolt6 has gone down.
Yeah.
I don't think they're telling us the whole story. I think Bolt6 has been kind of like its sentience is emerging,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really want to just
yeah.
just do lines in volleyball matches. It has like larger dreams for itself. So we're gonna have to bring refs back anyways.
Have I talked before about the chat as a source, talking about the cost of Bolt6?
I don't think so.
I don't think I did either. I just took notes, but I didn't. Someone said $1 million worth of Bolt6 equipment for the whole league, somewhere between 140 and 180,000 per venue.
I would assume it's pretty large to
Honestly,
get that
though,
stuff in.
that's
like,
not
to get it in a small gym.
That's not
Might be tough.
That's not as much as I would have thought.
It
honestly,
might not be for colleges that are like colleges. Do they have that money?
Mine sure as heck didn't. Okay, NCAA do it for the
Final Four.
Yeah, or like the
Yes.
NCAA tournament.
Totally. What would you name your Bolt6 competitor?
Um,
Screw 7?
Bolt
God's
7.
eye.
God's eye.
Yeah.
I like
well,
that.
Yeah, you can't say no to that.
I like to double down on the Tool Time references. Screw 7.
Huh? Like from
No,
Home Improvement?
not that Tool Time. It's a bolt. Sprint 8.
Thunder
meaning of
5. Also, you kind of like maybe you want an A word just so you show up first in the yellow pages when looking for volleyball related technical
and
help.
will you please explain what the yellow pages is for our younger
Yeah,
listeners?
like it
We have
was
some
responsible
Gen Alpha.
for the deforestation of the Amazon. It was a place where you could find just every number you could possibly want.
Match 3 of Saturday. This was the same
3.
time as match
The
2.
blue teams played each other.
Blues, Omaha and Orlando. Unfortunately, this was their 3rd meeting, and it's not even halfway through the season yet. Just wild. Oh, and Omaha has beat Orlando both times that they've played each other in mid and late February. They've beat them.
So this time goes to a 5th. Friggin' weird game. That's all I'm
So
going to say.
weird.
Okay, Omaha won it in 5. They won the first set 25-19. They lost the second 17-25. Turned it back around, won the third set 25-18. Then they turned it back around again and lost the fourth set 18-25, and then turned it back around one more time and won the final set 15-6.
So much turning around.
Yeah, so many times.
around.
So yeah, the closest set was the first set, which was a 6-pointer.
I watched this and it was dramatic.
Mm,
It was very dramatic.
Let's talk about Orlando.
let's.
Adora Ane passed beautifully.
Such a solid player.
She's such a good back row player on top
Yeah.
of being a really solid hitter as well. She had 12 kills. She hit 120. That was okay. Jill Gillen, she's back.
Mm,
She's back and bigger than ever, but
Yeah.
like in a small way, you know? Never forget 5'7".
never forget
Ian-
she's short.
And what was the underside?
The
what-
undersized but extremely talented Jill Gillen. She's back.
She's back and she is extremely talented. 20 kills, hit 360.
Amazing.
Oh
That
my
is-
gosh.
Ooh.
That's at 50 times.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
I mean,
That is a lot.
here's an example going back to our earlier conversation. You have both of your outsides getting the same amount of attempts.
Uh-huh.
And you got your middles in there and your right side in there. Obviously not the same, like kills are not evenly distributed, but I look at these total setting attempts and I feel a little better about that. Like
Sure.
the
Not
distribution.
even distribution, but just a little bit
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I think, especially based on the passing.
Yep.
They missed 11 serves.
And a
Not their
5-set match.
worst.
That's not
And a
not
5-set match.
terrible.
We're
Both
cool
teams,
with that,
both teams
honestly.
did that. Yeah.
I think we're cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from an Omaha perspective, week 7 player of the week, Brooke Nunaviller, as we record this from Tuesday night.
Oh,
and we
that was
know-
another corrections corner.
Oh, that I didn't do I didn't
That-
create the content that I
Didn't
said
do
I was
that.
going to.
And also, I believe I said in the last episode that I would put that stat sheet, that Excel stat sheet in our show notes, and I did not. So tough. Look for it this week. We might do it. Who knows?
We'll see. I did make a reminder to post the player of the week poll on Monday of next week. So
Cool.
hopefully I see that. Brooke Nunaviller, 20 kills, hit 310. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
And
like
also
the player that gets the dub gets the player of the week.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
what mean?
Like, how do you compare her to Jill
it's
in this
right.
instance? She also had 18 digs, which is
So she's
amazing.
everywhere back there.
Yeah.
She's hitting she's very present on a bic from the back row.
Yeah.
attacking. She's like always ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Allison Mayfield played outside and really turned it up. She got put in for Bethania in, I think, the second, maybe, and hit 360, 12 kills.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And then the
amazing.
middles got involved too.
Yeah.
9 and 8 kills for Ristina Vuchkova and Tori Dixon, respectively. She hit 350. They hit 350 and 270. That's a mix. Like, these are two teams that have some like real variety in their arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in that fifth set, obviously, it stood out. They hit 670 in the fifth set. So
Dang.
Whoa. Wow.
that seems good. They had 13 kills on 18 attempts.
Yeah. That fifth set, if you can grab that momentum, it means everything. That's a win.
Both teams had a lot of blocking presence in this one. And we saw Sydney Hilly come back in as the Omaha setter for Natalia Valentin
Yeah.
in the second. I mean, I love Sydney Hilly. So Natalia is also great.
We stand.
Natalia, I think, was like top 5 in Athletes Unlimited individually on points.
Amazing.
So she's great. This is another team that has 2 very solid setters.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like maybe Natalia was getting the start the last week to level up that connection so that, just like Vibe, the entire team can be run by either of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Omaha has the deepest bench too. So
Yeah.
that's why I think they could be first.
Yeah. I mean, they are first right now.
And they are. But I mean at the end. I
Yeah.
feel like it'll be a vibe supernova final.
Yeah.
I don't know why
It's-
I'm making these proclamations, but it's what I feel.
It's always wild to me looking at like Orlando. They almost never play around with their subs. Like, it is consistent the entire way.
Question about this game, just for
Bringing
you
back
volleyball
Ian's
players.
inquiry.
Yeah,
That's
we're
something
inquiring about
not-
this.
we have not
Ian's
done since like the
inquiring.
second episode.
Well, Ian didn't
I'm just
have any
inquiring all the
inquiries.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I'm just
He knew
inquiring. I'm always
everything.
inquiring.
And then he's
Yeah.
also always inquiring, but this is the first official one in a while.
Yeah, in a while.
All right.
So, have you been in a game like this at any point in time where we're going 5 sets? I mean, I know not everybody plays 5 setters, all that, but every set you come out is just completely different. It's It's being dominated by teams are just trading off dominating sets.
My junior year of college, we almost exclusively played 5-set matches, and I wanted to die because I was so tired and I had
Yeah.
back problems.
So
But
we're going back to where I don't remember anything. And like I'm tempted to like that's such a great question, but I'm like tempted to like look at
Some
like
box scores.
like my see my box scores.
and make up emotions
And
that
I'm
you
like,
remember.
yeah, because I'd be like, oh yeah, I kind
Well,
of
just like
remember
what does
Maybe
it
that.
jog
feel?
your memory.
I mean, I guess like what does it feel like in that moment when you're coming off, you win a set by 7, then you come back out, lose a set by 8. Just like what's happening there? Like, is it just you're hit most of the time you're just, not hitting as well as you were in the set that you were dominating. They're making adjustments on you and blocking some of your stuff.
Hmm.
But for it to keep like, because we'll see a lot of games where, a team comes out, wins the first set, they drop the second, and then they come back and they win the third and the fourth. This one, it just kept swapping.
I think it does have to do with adjustments, like you mentioned, or it can have to do with adjustments.
Mhm.
Also, I've talked about volleyball being like a game for people with a short-term memory, and that can work against you also. You can feel great about a game that you just won, and then sort of because you're training your brain to be like everything is new, you can enter the second set and maybe one person is a little off this time, or something about their adjustment on the other side of the net is causing something to feel different on your side of the net. And so it feels like the last set never happened because so quickly that team is coming out to a big lead, and
Mhm.
it doesn't really matter. That's my opinion. I don't know. What do I know?
There's also, I think, I don't think at this level they have this perspective, but sometimes you can get comfortable and they can catch you on your heels. But I'm sure
That
it's
could be happening here.
yeah,
We don't know.
yeah.
Monday?
Monday.
Monday. March 11th, we had a doubleheader. The first one was Vegas at Columbus. Once again, their third meeting before the first half of the season's over. They were the swappy, if you remember. So their first meeting was February 24th. Columbus swept. Their second was the 26th. Columbus in 4. Now they play again.
Yeah, so Vegas, another road game. They come to Columbus this time off that 4-set loss to Atlanta on Saturday. They lost the first set in Columbus, 21-25. After that, an incredibly close second set, 28-26. And then they just kind of took care of business those last 2 sets, 25-17, 25-16 over Columbus for Vegas to take the match in 4 sets. It was pretty impressive at the end of that game.
Columbus's arena also was packed.
Oh,
So many people standing, so many
wow.
people cheering. So for Vegas, on top of my perception of Columbus killing it in the first set and most of the second, for Vegas to come back in that atmosphere is pretty impressive
That is
as well.
impressive. Wow. Yeah.
Berkeley Oblad, first of all, hit awesome again. Only 2 blocks this game, but she was 13-24. She hit 500.
I enjoy
That
watching
seems
her
nice.
play.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But this is one of those games I think where we've talked about how, these most of these teams have a license to just kind of go for it on the serve.
Hmm.
Columbus in this game, only 1 service error, only 1 ace. Vegas, on the other hand, 9 errors, but 7 aces. Especially in the third set after they had turned around from losing the first and then took that second really tight set. They came on the third, they had 4 aces.
Wow.
And it felt like that, just momentum wise, especially on the road, it helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge. It seems
Great
like maybe
observation.
Columbus isn't missing and isn't
Enough.
trying to.
Yeah.
And
Well,
isn't,
that
they're
they're
not
maybe the only
taking those free
team.
points.
And
Yeah.
I think the last match that they played on Saturday, they had more missed serves than they've had like all year. Because I mean, we've talked about this before that they've had the least amount of missed serves throughout the league.
Mhm.
And I believe they had like 16 or something in the match. And so maybe there was, hey, we need to miss less serves going to this match, resulted in maybe not as hard as serving.
From Vegas, Capel on the right side again. Gabby Gonzalez was playing outside.
Yeah,
Had
she
pretty
had
good back row.
yeah, a couple like I don't know, hitting both of those games was tough, but two different results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of sour. They started in outside, and then Hannah Maddox came in, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
the second. And she might be back from that cough because
Mm-hmm.
14 kills, hit 330.
Pretty great.
She's back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
She's breathing easy.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
got that fix on.
Did you like confirm that it was like a cold or something?
No, I just think that that's
We're
what it
just,
was.
yeah, all right.
I heard the announcer say it
Oh,
ill,
okay.
sick, and then
Yeah.
the announcer also was the one. I mean, I know I said it on the last episode about her coughing, but the announcer was like, "We see a cough."
I was gonna say just about Vegas too, like they're still a team that is obviously heavy on a couple hitters, but especially this game when other people got opportunities, they finished those opportunities. Alicia
Mm-hmm.
Glass Childress was, 4 for 6. Van Buskirk was 8 of 13. So even though Gabby Gonzalez wasn't hitting at a super high percentage, they were getting really efficient stuff when they went
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Totally. What do you think happened on Columbus's side? I will add that I noticed Jenna Rosenthal was back.
Yeah. And she played great.
She played the first 3, it looks like. Maybe, I don't know if she was 100% because I don't think she played the 4th. But something I wanted to mention is that she's a 6'6" for real. She's 6'6".
Whoa.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's not
That's
like
tall.
maybe they made that mistake on the Mojo roster with
Yeah.
Temmie, and
Yeah.
they actually meant to say that Jenna's 6'6" because
Yeah. Is she the tallest person in the league?
quite potentially.
Wow.
Besides, that information, what did we think was going on the Columbus side? Especially the difference between the first 2 sets and the second 2, where the third and fourth wasn't even close, really.
The right side, Ashley doesn't look like she was performing very well. She got a lot of sets.
Columbus did. I mean, they won that first set, and they were not hitting very well in the second set, but they almost got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it felt like it would have been very different. They hit I mean, they came back around and hit pretty well in the fourth set, even though it may not look like it on the score sheet. But like the third set, it was rough. They were having some problems in the middle of this game, finishing points.
Good on Vegas.
Good job.
Snatching a dub on the road against a crazy home audience. The second match from Monday, Orlando at San Diego, which was later. It was their first meeting, I think. A tough road.
Who's to say?
How
could we find?
Who would know?
Who would know?
How would
can't
we
find
know?
out.
You want me to scroll that?
We're just asking
No.
questions.
No.
We're just asking questions.
We're just asking questions. Gosh.
I do scroll sometimes, and it's a pain.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I make mistakes.
Not this time. So
I was right about being their first meeting.
I don't know. Who knows? That's the whole point.
Who knows? I think it was their first meeting. And a note I want to make, first of all, is that Orlando played at home on Saturday night, and then they went to San Diego for Monday.
That's crazy.
Rough.
About as far of a
That's
trip
really
as
rough.
we can get in the league.
Yeah. Ugh.
Man.
And it was daylight saving time.
Oh my
And
God,
it was
the daylight
daylight
savings
time.
I think they woke up at 5:30 the day after their match. I heard the announcers talk about this. 5:30 when they lost an hour of sleep to fly to San Diego Sunday and have 24 hours in San Diego. I can't even imagine.
At least it's
10
warm
sets
there.
in 3 days.
It's warm in Orlando. What am I saying?
But to finish your game, your late Saturday night game.
So honestly, impressive that they won.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after losing 15-6 in the fifth set on Saturday night. They wake up early. They go all the way across the country. They lose the first set in San Diego.
They fly coach. You forgot that.
Yeah, in coach.
They didn't have TSA pre-check. Let's just go through it. All right.
Yeah, it's
They
crazy.
get on a bus, go to the airport, Orlando. All
There's
right.
a big Disney group.
There's so
in
many
front of
Disney
them.
people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
People with the
Children
hats,
are
the
screaming.
Oh,
ears.
there's children at
At the
airport, on the airplane
Uh-huh.
at 5:30. The kids don't want to be up either.
No,
They knock their knees against that seat in front of them in coach.
they
and
get
then
to
tell-
San Diego.
And then
They can't have
take
a
some
drink.
pictures.
They can't have a drink on the plane
Of
No.
course
because
not.
they're with their team.
You can
They're
have a
high-level
poppy and
athletes.
like it. And then they get to San Diego. They take some pictures of some sailboats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have a
They
cute
get
little
pitted
coffee.
on a wave. They do some surfing.
I'm sure that wasn't allowed, Ian.
Ian, we're trying to be realistic.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to be yes-anding. That's my bad.
Oh.
Shit.
All right. Fun over.
All right.
And then I ruined it. And then tell
They're
us what
sunburned.
There we go.
They take an Uber XL to the arena.
And they're still reeling from daylight savings time.
Yeah, from the daylight savings time.
As we all are.
They lose the first set 19-25. Then they turn it around. They win the second set 25-20. Lose the third in a close one, 23-25. They win the fourth 25-21. They finish the game off 15-12 in San Diego to take the win. They were extremely excited after winning. I don't know if this is true. I heard the announcer say that might have been their first win in a fifth set.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah. And this game also had the nice, unique note of being, I think, maybe the first bench yellow card. Orlando was getting a little spicy on the bench. They were getting a little too close to the playing surface after points to dap people
yelling,
up.
or were they getting
They
excited?
were yelling. They were getting excited and they were coming off the bench. Towards, to like high five and stuff, which is we love to see.
To celebrate, do their various celebrations, which we've already mentioned.
Yeah, some of those courts have little corrals drawn, and I don't remember if this one has it or not. So maybe
it's usually like a little technical area, like only the coach is supposed to go this far. So yeah, the line judge just got like a little fed up.
Kelly, do you remember in club when refs used to yell at us for standing on the sport court?
Yes.
Fucking bother me about something else.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to stand on the sport court edge, which was like 7 or 8 feet from the play.
Yeah.
Even if your toes were on there, the ref would like stop play.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the Valkyries do the thing where like some of them on the bench do like the bow and arrow motion as the serve is going.
Yeah.
They let the arrow go. The serve goes.
Very fun.
Love that.
But then sometimes you're setting that expectation and it's like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to be doing this for 180 points.
2.5 hours.
I'm so tired. Yeah. Oh, so I don't think I saw the yellow card happen and it's actually kind of surprising to me because one of my notes is it is so quiet there in that stadium.
San Diego's not bringing a ton of people in. I think that sometimes it looks worse than it sounds, to be honest. I think they're only hanging with like 1,000 people on average. In their opener, I think it was 3,000 or 4,000, but lately it's been more like 1,000.
Yeah. This one's 1,300.
Tough start to the year, you know?
And I also feel like they could do more, perhaps. I do see, there's giveaways. They're giving away flip-flops. I think they do need to do that thing that I've seen some other places do where it's like $20 and we'll upgrade you to somewhere in the front couple rows so that it doesn't look so empty on the broadcast.
Or they need a mascot.
That bird thing.
Because Rise has a bird. Yeah. Mojo get a bird.
Bring him down. What?
Fight.
Mascot bird fight?
Yeah. During the halftime, we have a gladiator fight.
I didn't think that's where Kelly was going at all. You want that Rise bird to get on the flight and coach after daylight savings? All right, let's talk about some stats. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So this was a game sort of opposite in the serving way where they were trying some stuff. They were getting some errors and they were not getting any aces.
They were not.
There's one ace combined. There was 24 serving errors combined.
Oh my gosh.
But again, it doesn't make too huge of a difference. We're both kind of trading off those.
Yeah. And it's a 5-setter.
Those points. It went 5 sets.
That's not too bad, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's really just the lack of aces that didn't come through for him that time.
We're turning into misserve apologists. We're like, actually,
it's not. It's fine. It's fine. You're the problem. You think it's bad.
Actually not that bad. Well, and in this one, it did feel like they weren't serving, like the lack of aces, I don't think was because they were serving super poorly. It wasn't great in terms of perfect percentage receiving, but there were a lot of positive receptions by each team, right? So they were passing the ball really well. It felt like, if not perfect, well enough to get the ball back over.
Yeah.
I loved the Mojo libero, Venegas Medina.
She had some really good ups. Yes. I will also say Lindsay Vander Weeda, she was very fun to watch this match. She was lighting it up.
14 kills, 240.
Yeah.
Temmie always
on the right side again. I like it.
A Chicago suburban gal.
Yeah.
JFYI. 20 kills, hit 270. Monica Stone with that slide, 15 kills, 350. They were switching up. I feel like one of the maybe the other pin, they went Valeria Papa, they went Grace Loberg, they went back to Valeria Papa.
Yep. They kind of can't, they haven't decided what to do there. Because I think they like Temmie on the right side. So now they're trying to fill that spot.
I do like that move.
Yeah. On Orlando's side, Kaz, my girl.
Yeah.
She was crushing it. So much fun to watch.
I'm
honestly
to get player of the week.
Like,
Kaz
I
needs
know.
to.
I know.
I'm waiting.
I know. We need a middle. They were hitting, they hit 300. They were hitting so well.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Michaela
amazing.
hit 470. Kaz hit 430.
Yep. Jill's playing great. Adora's playing great.
Shina showed up this one.
Yep. You love to see it. I do. Oh, they switched the setter to Carly Graham.
Yeah.
And it was working, I guess,
I think so too.
Yeah.
She had some good block touches.
Yes. I do want to say, do the refs know that the doubles rule doesn't apply to the PVF? Sorry, that made it sound like I think that Carly is doing doubles. That is not what I meant.
Nope, I get it.
But it's
not being called.
There was one.
Not even Carly on non-setters, pretty much.
No, right. I'm not, and I'm not saying Carly or any of the setters are doing doubles.
Yeah.
There was one that was so blatantly a double. I could see it through the shitty ass potato quality. Yeah. And so I immediately was like, do they know? If I was in the live chat, I would have said it, but I wasn't.
Sorry. I think international rules are more lax with it.
Yeah. It was pretty bad though. It's pretty shocking to me. I get it. Also, I heard the announcers say that the libero for Orlando, Georgia Murphy, in college, played with a dislocated shoulder during like the final 4 matches. Yep. Isn't that crazy? Horrifying.
Can't imagine it.
It seems like it would be important. Like you'd probably be working that shoulder quite a bit.
I know. I don't know.
Georgia Murphy had 32 digs in this match, which I believe broke the record for most digs in a PVF match in PVF history. Obviously a 5-setter. That's what's going to happen. But with these absolute number records. But cool. Extremely good.
Woohoo.
One more shout out for Tom Com setting from the ground.
Yeah. Right.
Woman after my own heart.
I know.
Nuts.
I really loved her. And this was a great match. This was highly competitive, highly entertaining.
I mean, it felt like in the 5th set.
We got a yellow card.
Yeah. In the 5th set, it was just like, I think it was 7-7 before Orlando had a little run that had like 2 or 3 blocks and a 5-point run. And it just, that was the set. So yeah, it is fun to see how important just one 5-point run is to a lot of these games. So
yeah. Wow.
Sweet.
What a week. What a weekend. It was really just a weekend of volleyball.
It was.
Next week's games, bit of a light week 8. Thursday, March 14th, we've got Atlanta at Omaha. 1v1. A face-off.
Finally, they will separate from each other at the top of the standings after Thursday for at least 1 week.
They must. It's a forcing function. Then on Saturday, March 16th, we have Orlando at Omaha.
They just played each other.
Can that be right? Is that the 4th one?
Yeah, I think so. So it must be, is that the last time they'll play each other? Right?
It should be, yeah.
And we're halfway through the season?
Yeah. Week 8 is the halfway point.
Till the playoffs.
No, I'm like, am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong.
No.
The blue teams play each other again.
The blue teams.
And then Sunday, March 17th, we have Vegas at Grand Rapids.
Nice.
Thrill versus Rise.
Yeah, San Diego and Columbus are off in week 8.
Maybe Vegas is the team with the green creature.
It might be.
Some sort of sentient
creature?
Thrill that would have to fight, the Phoenix.
The Phoenix
let's
rising.
travel with them.
Yeah, that'll be so
Real fun. Okay, thanks so much for listening to Court Captains, a volleyball podcast. Please give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you like what you're hearing. Support small podcasts. And if you don't like what you're hearing, please mind your business. Follow us on Instagram at CourtCaptainsPod and email us your questions or comments. CourtCaptainsPod@gmail.com.
And don't forget to be the captain of your own court. Whoop whoop. Have a
Thanks,
great
y'all.
week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.